Hi, welcome to another fabulous edition of Save the Minnows 39. Just joking. This is pond 1. This is pond 2. As you can see, I'm going to turn the lights on for a moment on my two ponds. I just installed a new automated water changing system. The light is... I no longer have to go outside to change the water. I have a system of hoses right here. The gray hose that you're seeing brings water into the ponds from the outside faucet. It will be there's a 4-foot length that will be wrapped in heat tape so it will never freeze. I have a T-fitting right here, and this gray filler line goes into pond 1. The other part of this refill line from the master faucet, the gray line is my master water refill line, goes into pond 2. These are my water refill lines. What you're looking at right here is a waste line. It takes the water out of pond 2, 380 gallons. And I guess I should explain how this all works. These are my 3 water features here. And this is what I call a 4-phase valve system. This valve here, I have a pond pump right here that pumps 450 gallons an hour. That pumps water into a water filter system here. And it pumps water back out through a valve that I turn to control the pressure to the central fountain feature. I can turn this valve off right here, and I also have what they call a filter bypass, so that I can keep the fountain flowing at full capacity if the filter jams. This valve here is my water change output valve. To run this valve, I turn the fountain valve off, this one here. I turn the filter valve off, but leave the bypass valve on. When I turn this valve on, when I turn the fountain valve off right here, the only option, the water flows through the waste output valve, through this hose, and basically out through the window. It's a little bit complex. The point is, I can change the water to both ponds in the dead of winter without having to leave my room. So it's I can actually, right now what I'm doing here is a 2-phase water change process. I'm actually changing the water at both times. The gray line here brings the new clean water in from the outside faucet that's wrapped in heat tape, or will be soon. I'm refilling water pond 1, and I'm draining pond 2. When pond 1 is filled up to capacity, I will be refilling pond 2 at that point. I go the extra mile to provide clean water for my fish. I wish I could do this by a computer-controlled system, but nonetheless, it's much better than connecting a hose and running it out through opening up a door in the middle of winter. So this is what I do. This is how it all works. I guess I should explain how pond 1 has a hose that goes about 4 inches before the bottom of the pond, so the fish still have enough water while I'm doing a water change. This is a 300 gallon an hour utility pump. All the hoses go through the window. Well, actually, the window's open, but it's very well insulated and protected, and it's a 3-phase system. The gray hose brings the water in, and there are 2 hoses. There's a darker hose right here, and a smaller, thinner green hose. The smaller, thinner green hose, if you can see it, the smaller green hose goes to my master utility pump, which pumps out the water to pond 1. There's a thicker, larger green hose next to the gray hose, and that thicker, the wider green hose is my master drain hose that goes to pond 2. Notice how I do everything very carefully. This is what I call my master service bundle. The master service bundle carries all the master utility lines from the master timing system from pond 1 to pond 2, and the water input line and the water output line. Both pond 2 and pond 1 have the life cycles synchronized. So the lights here on this pond and the lights here on this pond come on at the same time. The aeration and the air pumps and the fountain pumps come on at the same time. What is the life cycle? I define the life cycle in a three-phase system. Why do I keep talking about three phases? Because modern society uses three-phase electricity. Three phases, the division of 360 degrees in the circle. Three-phase is proven the most reliable. That's why three-phase electricity is so widely used in the world today. What are the three phases of the life cycle to an aquarium or a pond? The three phases are lighting, filtration, the filters are off, and aeration. Notice that when I refill my ponds, I don't just stick a garden hose in there and let the water flow in there with no aeration effect. This hose is actually zip tied to my central lighting bar, and it's got a petcock valve that I can open and close. I purposely have the water fall from a higher level to break it, so to break the surface tension of the water as it refills. My goal is to have new water enter my pond, and at the same time aerate the water as it enters my pond. The same feature exists on Pond 2. You know, there are a lot of people out there that give me a hard time for having ponds in the room I live in. They think it's unhealthy, unnatural, they make fun of me. Well, I am proud to say I am the only person probably in Berkshire County or in Great Barrington or even in Pittsfield who would dare to build a pond in his own bedroom and make it work. Why have an aquarium when you can have a pond? And as far as the water stinking is concerned, I change the water. I will be changing the water every single day. I pay a high amount of rent where I live, and I pay a decent amount of money. So what's wrong with it? It doesn't take long, about an hour each day, but my fish will be the only fish in the world to have clean water every day. This is what I do. I'm an aquarist and I'm a fish farmer. I enjoy what I do. I take pride in what I do. And this is my latest addition to my ponds. Pond 1 for the goldfish and the little minnows. Pond 2 for the koi and the bigger fish. My new semi-automated water change system. I'm actually refilling Pond 2 right now, and it's aerating at the same time. As I'm refilling Pond 2, I'm using the Master 450-gallon pump to drain Pond 2. When I use the word drain, I don't mean drain it all the way. There'll be 5 inches of water left, and then when there's 5 inches of water left, this pond here will be filled up to capacity, and at that point I'll be turning on the water drain valve, the water valve to Pond 2.